Hello students, and welcome to the Manifested e-learning platform. Today we're going to look at something different. We're going to look at adjectives. Now, you have already been introduced to this topic before, so it's nothing new. I'm sure in primary you were once taught about adjectives, and also in Form 1 and Form 2 you have encountered them in one way or another. Also in Form 3 there are some topics about adjectives. So we're just going to look at the typical endings of adjectives. Typical endings of adjectives. Before we talk about the typical endings of adjectives, we know that adjectives are words. Adjectives are words that are used So adjectives are words that are used to describe nouns. For example, you can have a noun like man, or a noun like baby, or a noun like table. Okay, so we just place the adjective in front of the noun to modify it or to describe it. So if you want to make the man more specific, you add an adjective so that you can describe the man. You add an adjective so that you can describe the baby. You add an adjective so that you can describe the table. All right, so we're basically looking at the endings, okay, how they normally look like, the adjectives, so that we know. Sometimes, you know, we are used to this one's tall, blue. You know, most adjectives may be that are those of color, they are those of size, they are those of you know, opinion. Okay, we have those that describe the size, we have those that describe the shape, we have those that describe the material, the origin, like Kenya, you know, something like woolen. Those ones are very common adjectives. But you know, we have those ones that end in ed. You might be tempted to think of them as what? As nouns, as maybe verbs. All right, so most adjectives, sorry, are formed from nouns by adding Okay, so adjectives are formed from nouns by adding certain suffixes to the noun. So of particular, we have a noun like ish. This is a suffix, a word that is used at the end of a word. It's normally added so that we have boy plus ish. Then we have what? Boyish. So one of the ending of an adjective is ish. Another one could have full. We know the ending full, so that we have care plus full, careful. Okay, another one, you have some, so that we have trouble plus some equals to troublesome. So care plus full, careful, trouble plus some, troublesome. Another ending, we have So we have fashion, we have able as an ending, like now we call them a suffix, we add them to a noun and it forms fashionable. So these are the adjectives that are formed from the, okay, from adding the ending, okay. Another one could be why, all right, so that we have that plus y, dirty, okay. We have okay, we have So all these are nouns where you add the suffix ish, suffix full, suffix some, suffix able, suffix y, okay, and all that, whatever comes out is an adjective. So when you add ish, becomes boyish. Boyish is an adjective. Careful, so I can say he had a boyish character, okay. He was a careful girl, okay. She was a careful girl. It was a troublesome baby, okay. Then we have fashionable. Mary is fashionable. Then we have dirty. The clothes are dirty, all right. And then, or maybe I bought dirty clothes. Then we have gold, so that we can say the material was golden, or a golden material, okay. Either way it describes the noun. Then we have courage, so that we have Kimani is courageous, okay. And then we have gifted, say the gifted girls arrived. And then we have kingly, say the kingly character, okay. Then we have adjectives. Adjectives formed from verbs. We have adjectives that are formed from verbs. Remember, we are looking at typical endings of adjectives, and this only come about when we are forming the adjectives, and that is when we know, when we form them, that's when we'll distinguish that this is an ending of an adjective. We say that there is ish, there is full, there is some, there is able. For nouns, when you add them to nouns, they form adjectives. We have en for golden, we have ous for courageous, gift here, sorry. We have ed, so that we have gifted, king plus ly, kingly. All right, so we are looking at endings that can be added to these verbs, so that they can form adjectives. Okay, so we have less, so that we have tire plus less. So what is formed? Tireless. And we have okay, these ones are for verbs. So we have less, so that you have tire plus less, tireless. Talkative plus talk, we have talkative. Then we have able, move plus able is equals to movable. All these are adjectives, and these are their endings, okay. Then we have adjectives formed from other adjectives, okay. For example, we have adjectives from other adjectives, so you add ly, so that you can have kind, lastly kindly. It may look like an adverb, but also it can be used as an adjective. All right, we have al, so that we have mystic. We have okay, so those are the endings that normally are added to other adjectives to form other adjectives. So we have ly, kindly, al, mystical, fold, we have threefold, ish, we have yellowish, and then Some we have what? Wholesome. So that's it. Those are the typical endings of adjectives, the one that we've seen. Remember, we're just looking at how, when we see them, we see those endings, that those ones are adjective. They help us distinguish whether this is an adjective or an adverb. Some words may look the same, but now it is how it looks like in a sentence. Remember, we also have noun derivation, and we have some nouns that are formed from adjectives, nouns formed from verb, nouns formed from other nouns, and they also have their own endings that may make them look like adjectives, but they're not actually adjectives but nouns. So it's good to know the difference. All right, now I'm going to give you one exercise to help us practice on typical endings of adjectives. Okay, so in the exercise, add a suitable ending to the words listed below in order to form an adjective which you will use to fill in the blanks in the paragraph. So the words are mark, state, boy, commit, youth. He was born in 1940 but maintained a dash charm that made him seem as dash as a teenager. He carried himself in such a dash manner and with such self-confidence that one would imagine that he had been born with a silver spoon in his mouth. To complete the picture, he was a dash philanthropist, always ready to lend a helping hand wherever there was need. It was a perfect facade, for he did not want any busybodies digging into his dash past. So we have come to the end of the lesson. Next time we're going to look at functions of adjectives in sentences. All right, do have a wonderful time.